8 minutes in GTD Pro qualifying for the Rolex. We're focusing on the number 1, Paul Miller Racing BMW, with Neil behind the wheel. Wow, that rhymed. That was unintentional. Neil just went fastest with a 1:45.7 over the new RLL McLaren that has McDonald behind the wheel, but McDonald went fast. Purple in the second sector. Davide Rigon in the Risi Ferrari is fast as well. He's faster than Neil, but Neil is also improving.
So exactly halfway through now. I'm always interested to see, Ryan, how the pros...
Here comes the Rahal McLaren. McDonald to the line. He will go to the top again.
That we see. These guys have all been out there for 2, 3, and 4 laps. The best lap for Zachary Robichon.
And Davide Rigon goes to second in his Ferrari.
These guys are coming on to now. So is this
well, let's see what Neil can respond with. Sandy Mitchell in the Fat Lambo goes to fourth.
In GTD, typically in the shorter 2-hour, 40-minute traditional IMSA races, you'll see the teams qualify their
Feller to ninth in his Porsche.
GTD here because
from Anti Racing.
Race and some strategy considerations.
Rigon and McDonald a little slower than their previous lap. Neil goes back to the top with a 1:45.2.
In GTD. This is a really captivating story, though.
McDonald ran a 1:45.4. Davide Rigon ran a 1:45.7.
But now it's the Maya of McLaren, and they go to their McLaren ace, Dean McDonald, who's never been to Daytona before, at least not to drive. He's been super fast in this car.
The Windward GTD Pro of Stoltz. That Mercedes goes onto the podium with a 1:45.6. Dean McDonald we're riding on board with in the Rahal McLaren, heading towards the backstretch chicane. Mauro Engel and his Mercedes goes to fifth.
Neil's just gone ahead there, even as I started that sentence. So that is now the new benchmark in GTD.
Dennis Olsen goes to 8th.
45.276.
Rovera and the Taraji Ferrari to 6th.
I'll keep saying this, and it was...
Frederick Vervish in the Multimatic Ford goes to 3rd.
Circumstances were...
Alex Sims to 7th.
Guys loved it.
Dean McDonald's going across the start-finish line. He will stay in 2nd.
And race length dependent on the fact that the GTD
in that beautiful papaya and black McLaren. Mauro Engel is running a pretty fast lap. He is faster than Neil at the moment. Here's Feller in the Manthey Porsche 911, ironically numbered 911. And Feller to the line, he will go to 13th.
In the weeks and months to come. But I would say
Alex Sims goes purple in the first sector.
That were most at odds.
And the number 3 Corvette.
By and large. It was difficult for the back of the GTD Pro field, too, to handle it. But I would say the GTD Pro...
Mauro Engel is close to Neil's lap. He's 34 1/1000ths of a second slower through the second sector. Could he take the pole away from Neil? And speaking of Neil, he's in the pits getting some fresh tires.
Well versed with the Nürburgring.
And off the jacks he goes, and he rolls out of the box.
Away from our IMSA commitments, many of the voices you'll hear this weekend will be talking about the Nürburgring Length Tracker Series.
Mauro Engel goes to 3rd, just a few thousandths off Dean McDonald's lap. Now on board with Alex Sims as he rolls through 3 and 4. He was purple in both Sector 1 and Sector 2. He's got a chance, but here's his teammate Nicky heading to the line first. Where will he go? He'll go to 6th. Alex Sims on board. Here he goes across the line. He goes to the top of the board. A 1:45.106. Alex Sims to the top. Nearly 2/10 ahead of Neil.
So one more lap than Zach.
Speaking of Neil, he just came out of the pits as Alex Sims goes by.
Sitting on their laurels, they came in and did a tire change just a moment ago with Neil Verhagen, who had the quickest time.
Alex Sims is a little bit slower than his previous lap, 43 1/1000ths of a second to be exact.
Try and take that pole position back.
Well, Well, that's a good point, actually, because Alexander Sims had been down through the pit lane as well. So I wonder if they just scrubbed or roaded, as our Aussie colleague
Sims heading out of the infield section, heading onto the banking. There he goes.
So that actually
onto the banking with 3 minutes to go. Here's the windward Mercedes of Stolz. He's currently 9th with a 1:45.6, half a second behind.
Racing now, their number 48 GTD Pro entry. They actually are carrying a bronze in their driver lineup. You can do that.
They'll end up
but
9th.
The regulation changed from last year. It used to be, if you were a bronze driver and you ran in GTD Pro, you had a shorter minimum drive time to fulfill than if you were in regular GTD. That's gone now. You have to apply to run in Pro if you are a bronze and get approval, and then the minimum drive time for a bronze driver is the same regardless of which category that you're in.
A Corvette and a Ferrari heading to the line. Frederick Vervish is one of them. He's the Ford. He crosses the line. We'll go on board with him. He stays 6th. He does have a Corvette in front of him. I'm not sure if that's the pole sitter Alex Sims or if that's Nicky in the 4 Corvette. But Vervish runs 6th. That is Nicky in the 4 Corvette, who currently is 7th. And then Alex Sims, the pole sitter, sitting right behind them. And the other Ford of Dennis Olsen just ahead of them as Nicky gets out of the way of Vervish. We're getting close to the end. 90 seconds remaining in Rolex 24 qualifying.
For the 75 team, he's got it.
Alex Sims on pole. He's going to get a tow from his teammate, Nicky. As Mauro Engel is 0.3 of a second. Make that 0.7 of a second through the first 2 sectors. Nick Tandy's close. He's a 10.5 back on Alex Sims.
Racing Global Broadcast Center. Our thanks to the Blue Oval for the support of the.
There's Dennis Olsen. Looks like he has backed off with under a minute to go, and he's going to give way to the Corvettes as one of the Corvettes pulls behind him and gets a draft. And it looks like Dennis Olsen's going to get in front of Frederick Vervish and try and give Vervish a tow around the whole track.
Left-hand indicator on to tell people he was staying down low so that they could go around him on their fast lap.
Now the 4 Corvette is slow. Nicky, I think, is going to pull into the pits. He's currently 8th. And Nicky will pit. So that's it for Nicky Katzberg. Here's Nick Tandy, and Nick's going to head to the pits. No, he faked it.
The middle sector. It looked like he was thinking about taking it to the pit lane just a second.
He'll go across the line.
There is time for one more push lap.
And he'll stay in last of the GTD Pros. It looks like he overdrove turn 1. We've hit the end of the qualifying. This is the final lap. 0 seconds left. Checkered flag is out.
So the Evo version of the 992 GT3R and Nick Tandy back behind the wheel of a GT car where he made his name, made his reputation. Still runs Carrera Cup GP team, honouring the name of his late brother, Joe Tandy JTR, Joe Tandy Racing.
Alex Sims for Corvette, for Pratt Miller. They have the pole at the moment. It's a 145.106 to a 145.276.
Yeah, first sector was a far cry from what he needed. Look at that, both Porsches, in fact, in the class, 14th and 15th.
And it looks like that's it. Alex Sims, Pratt Miller, and Corvette are on pole for this year's Rolex 24.
Basically, we're talking a second away from the best time of Alexander Sims and a second away from Zachary Robichon's time in the GTD.
Alex Sims acknowledging the camera.
GTD Pro has beaten Zachary Robichon's time, but that doesn't matter. The whole field of 15 cars will start ahead. So now here's the conundrum, you see. If those 2 Porsches, if that is really their pace, and the Ford Mustang of Dennis Olsen, the 64 car, and the Lexus of Jack Hawksworth, if they're all a second off the pace, the speed of the cars at the front of the GTD field, which will be lining up behind them, and there's no gap between those 2 particular grids,
Alex Sims on pole for the Rolex for Pratt Miller and Corvette. That's all for GTD Pro qualifying. LMP2 qualifying's next for the Rolex. See you later. RV out. Peace.
First handful of